Hey everyone, Brendan Snyder here. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me and welcome to a special review for a box set that we've all been waiting for. Yes, I'm talking about the Who's Next Lifehouse box set. This is a super deluxe mega 10 CD, 1 Blu-ray, 11 disc total box set that is celebrating the classic 1971 album. Now with this thing though, we've got all of the Lifehouse sessions, the stuff that actually the album itself grew out of. So that's what this thing is full of. It is great to finally get it. It just got released on Friday, September 15th of 2023, and I'm going to break it all down here, do an unboxing and everything with you. We'll get into it in just a minute though. If you're new to my channel and you haven't already hit the subscribe button, please do. Also leave a comment, hit like. All those things help support my channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. And of course, as an added bonus, if you turn on notifications, you're going to stay up to date on really cool things like unboxing this brand new Who box set right now with you guys. So, man, the Who, they go way back. 1964, they sold over 100 million, albums. We're talking about Who's Next. This one right here, I've got multiple copies of this thing in all different formats, but 1971, fifth studio album, it comes out. It was originally going to be based on Lifehouse, which was an aborted project that was going to be a rock opera. It was a multimedia thing, and it was meant to follow up Tommy, their previous album. And this is produced by The Who along with Glenn Johns, featuring 9 tracks on the original album, and 8 of those were from the Lifehouse sessions. I always found that to be interesting, that how much of that still made it to the album. The one track that didn't was John Entwistle's My Wife, which is a fantastic song, and I'm glad it made the album because it's so good. But that one was not part of the Lifehouse storyline and everything that Pete Townsend had come up with. So as I said, it was meant to be a multimedia project. He was tired of the album tour cycle. He wanted this to be a rock opera album, tie in with live shows, there to be a film about it, and there to be some sort of a repartee between the audience and the band. And so the project was meant to have the audience interact with the band. They scheduled a bunch of live shows. They started down this path where the audience would help develop the characters that would be in the film. I don't know if they were going to write the music with them or not, but they were definitely going to be interactive in all of that. And unfortunately, much like today, the audience wasn't interested in any of that. They just wanted to hear the hits. You go to shows today, nobody wants to hear the new stuff. They just want to hear the hits. Well, that's what was happening back in 1970, 71 during the time frame of all of this here. And so unfortunately, Pete Townsend became disillusioned with everything, began canceling shows, and eventually just the project itself got aborted, and they pulled from that and turned it into Who's Next, which is a fantastic album. It's actually my favorite album by The Who. So all that they did to get where they are made it the fantastic, beautiful album that it is. Pete, though, would revisit Lifehouse numerous times throughout his career, including in 1999 when he released a 6 CD box set called the Lifehouse Chronicles. Now, unfortunately, I don't have that, but I do have the single disc edition called Elements. And this here was his attempt at completing what would have been Lifehouse had he actually been able to go through with the whole thing and complete it at the time. But that was really done more as Pete Townsend's solo thing, where he pulled the demos, finished them off. He did some new recordings, re-recorded some old stuff. But this here, the stuff that's in this box, this is the stuff from The Who from back in the day. So this is the original untampered with studio sessions from all of that. And first time it's all being brought together, which is really cool. So it's making this thing so amazing. So as I said, 10 CD box set that's in here, featuring a whopping 132 tracks. Now, when the press information first came out, I read that it said 155 tracks, but the hype sticker on the outside of this thing says 132 tracks on it. 89 of which are previously unreleased. 57 have been newly remixed by Steven Wilson. We've got, all the sessions in here. There's 2 discs worth of Pete Townsend demos, the Lifehouse demos from 70 and 71. That's disc 2 and disc 3 that's in here. Then there's New York City Sessions in here that's from March of 1971. That's disc 4. Disc 5 in here is the Olympic Sound Studios London Sessions from 70 to 72. Disc 6 is Singles and Sessions 70 to 72. Then we move into some cool stuff, those live shows that I was talking about that they scheduled to interact with the audience, to have them help generate and develop the storyline. One of those shows is here, live at Youngvic, London, 1971, part 1, part 2. And then discs 9 and 10 are live at the Civic Auditorium, San Francisco, 1971. And there's part 1 and part 2 to that. And then disc 11 is the Blu-ray that's in here. But this thing, this monster box, it's just a slipcase edition with all these different things that are in here. You know, you get, what's cool is, I'll show you in just a second, graphic novel that's in here. So while they didn't ever get to make the film, he's actually turned it into a storyline there. So we're just going to pull all that stuff out, and we'll do that right now. Slide the box itself, put that aside, and then we get all of these amazing things here. And I'm going to put it down just so that I can get to it a little bit easier. Now, we're going to start with the discs, and if you guys saw me recently do What Makes a Great Box Set on Sea of Tranquility with Pete Pardo, did a collab with him on that, and we talked about what makes a great box set. This one did it right. So the CDs in here are each in their own individual sleeve where I can pull these things out and take them. They're not stuck in where I have to actually hold the whole thing or open the box set every time, but very cool, each one having its own sleeve like this. For me at least, this is the sign of what makes a great box set, knowing to do individual sleeves like that for your disc, especially when you have this many and you just want to pull out, you know, a live show or something like that and see the cool art and everything. I really hate it when it's just the silver disc, you know, stuck in one of these things, or even worse when it's in the book, but they didn't. So there you go. 2 of these things that hold all 11 of the discs in there. We get some cool memorabilia stuff. And it's all in this cardboard thing, which is very cool looking. It's one of those things where if you just lift up the top like this, and we open it here and here, and if I can do this without making everything fall out, I'm going to show you guys. So then you get all this great stuff inside, which we love. So this is the hype sticker from it. If you want to just pause on that, you can read the whole thing there. But it's basically the same thing that I just read to you guys at the beginning of this off the back of it. I'm going to put this down so that I can pull all the stuff out. One of the things that made me really excited about this box was we not only get 1, but we get 2 tour programs from back in the day. I don't know why, but I love these things, and I also like them in this smaller format. So we get one from the Rainbow Theater. This one here I think is the better of the 2, but it might be just because I like this old sepia line appearance of everything. It's got that little bit more age feel to it, but great cool photos that are part of it. And then we get this one here. Great shot of Pete there on the cover. Lots and lots of stuff to look through and to even read inside these. So, you know, we're getting to the book itself, and it's going to have stuff, but then you've got stuff in there as well. Comes with a cool button set. I've always liked the Who logos. I mean, I love the shirt that I'm wearing, but I love those kind of things. So really cool pin set as part of this. There is this photo in there. It's not real autographs, obviously. It's a reproduction. Now, I just noticed this, which I'm a little bummed about, but maybe you guys can see it on the back side. It got pressed up against the buttons, and unfortunately, it's all dented and damaged on here. I may have to reach out to the record label and see if I can get a replacement on that. Also comes with 3 posters. So you get the Rainbow Show, very cool ones. And if you're at all worried about this thing, like ordering it, so I ordered mine from Amazon. It's $257. It's a pricey price tag on this thing. Look at this one here. But for 11 discs, I felt like it was totally worth it. The amount of unreleased material was totally worth it. The only thing here that's getting replicated for me is the actual album itself, and I've got multiple versions of this. But the rest of it, the other 10 discs, I guess, of that, 9 CDs worth, is a bunch of new stuff for me with so much great unreleased material. I'm really excited to dive into the Lifehouse demo sessions. I was streaming it. It just sounded so good. So I kind of was worried. If you're worried at all about the quality, it's great. What they've done with this, they've cleaned it up. Steven Wilson has done remixes of this stuff. The live shows have great quality. The studio material has great quality. All in all, very excited with it. As I mentioned, we get a great book with this thing. They're all hardcover books. Put that down. This is a little addendum thing where they got something wrong inside it, and they had to print that and pop that in to get it correct. But lots and lots of stuff to read and dive into in terms of the whole history of this thing over that 2-year period where they were recording and trying out different things and then ultimately abandoning the Lifehouse project. There's track-by-track commentary in the back, new interviews and notes with Pete Townsend, whole history written in here. But this was the cool part. So graphic novel in here telling the story. So didn't get to make the film, but now there's a graphic novel telling the story. And I don't know, were there not graphic novels back then? But that, I think, is a great way to do a multimedia project. If you can't, don't have the money to make the film, and, more than 50 years ago that this thing was done, so obviously not going to happen today. But here we go with this. So I gotta say, a little bit big though. I don't know if I needed this graphic novel to be as huge as it is. It's actually the biggest part of this box. You get the book with all the actual information, and then you get this one, and you can see this one is thicker than the other. But all in all, very cool. The 10 CDs that are in this thing. So I started talking to you about the shipping with Amazon on this thing. So pretty hefty price tag on this. As I said, I spent $257 on this. Came from Amazon, came in a big box. It got banged up and I was worried about it. But when I opened it up, there was another box inside that, and that was the one from the record label that housed the Who box. But again, that was dented up, and so I was a little worried about that. But when I opened it, there was foam all the way around the thing. So the box set was in pristine, pure condition when I got it. Hopefully, if you order one from somewhere, it's going to arrive just as protected as the way mine did here. But if you're putting all that kind of money into it, you want the thing to arrive in good condition. In this case, it certainly did. So there you go. Hopefully you've enjoyed this full breakdown on this box here and what's in it. I know I didn't go track by track on this thing, but with 132 tracks on this thing, the point is there's a lot of great studio outtake songs that didn't make the album that are really great. If you like this album, you're gonna like this stuff. I know I have. I think you will too. So definitely go check it out, and who knows, maybe you'll want to sink some cash into this thing. If you don't though, there is a 2 CD edition of this. I chose to pick it up as well. You get the main album and you get a whole selections of on the second disc in there. So there is that out there. And if you go and check out the UK magazine Uncut, it comes with a free Who sampler of I think 10 tracks from the overall box set. And the tracks that are on there are somewhat different than the ones that are on here. So if you're a collector like me, you got to get that one as well. Lots and lots of cool Who stuff out there for you guys this time of year. So definitely go check all that out. Let me know your thoughts. Hopefully you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.